annual Zeitgeist Media Festival. So for this year, this is one of about 20 events that have occurred all over the world within the last month or so, all spreading the same values in the hope that we can all come together to try and keep this small pale blue dot we call home habitable for ourselves and future generations. So the Zeitgeist movement is really a very simple and humane concept. The word Zeitgeist, originating from German, literally meaning time ghost, translates as the English expression, the spirit of the age, or meaning the dominant cultural values that exist at any one time with any given society. The word movement simply implies motion or change, hence the Zeitgeist movement attempts to shift away from dominant cultural values we see today, such as inequality, violence, greed, fear, division, envy, egotism, vanity, superstition, materialism, etc., and to move to values such as empathy, equality, sharing, understanding, acceptance, environmental respect, and love and extensionality to the entire human species and all other inhabitants of this planet. I'll tell you what, I'm rather enjoying myself. I might go for a surf. Isn't this song about surfing? Tell us a story. So I woke up one day, rubbed my eyes, looked outside. To my surprise, the day was looking mighty fine. So I called a surfing buddy of mine. He said, "Hey man, you seen that shit out there? There's 20 footers for here, that's damn rare. Go grab your board and be down in 10. This is so much better than staying in. When I'm out in the water, I'm feeling free. Surfing the wave, just my buddy and me. I get the feeling that I was born in the deep blue sea. When I'm feeling those coastal vibes." Are you feeling some of them vibes, ladies and gentlemen? We as a species have the technical capabilities to feed, clothe, house and provide clean water for every single human being on this planet at the bare minimum. That is completely technically, physically possible, but it's not economically possible or profitable, as there is no profit in it. So you'll never see it in this current economic system, as I understand it. Which is why the Zeitgeist movement calls for a completely different economy, not based on money, but based upon what we can actually do.
See, I got woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah, don't you know she's alright? No, she's alright. Don't you know she's alright? Don't you know she's alright? Well, if they free me from this prison, if the railroad was mine, I bet I'd move out further, a little further down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'll let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And I'll let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. lonesome whistle, blow my blues away. Thank you very much.
At the moment, we're faced with rising unemployment, worsening poverty, austerity measures, more and more war and invasions, depending on which way you want to look at it, growing prison populations, violent rioting in the street, mass extinctions, global debt crisis, etc., etc. So the movement is an attempt to spread the necessary information to understand the root causes of these problems and recognise the need to address them at their root before it's too late. That is, before the ecological damage becomes too great to be able to provide the necessities of life for the whole human family. There appears to be a general refusal in the population to acknowledge that maybe it's the monetary system itself which is the problem, and instead we look to politicians and businessmen to solve these problems, which, as I'm sure is evident to most of you here, hasn't been happening. We the people need to sort the mess out, and if there's anything you leave today with in mind, make it the understanding that the solutions for these problems that I've been describing don't exist within the monetary system. The only thing that's necessary for this change to a different economic model, as great and grand and ridiculously difficult as it may sound, is just simply for enough people to understand and want this change.
Just to meet up with fellow Zeitgeists, you know, people with the same ideas, and just come out from your little bubble, you know, and meet like-minded people, because, you know, it's a struggle out there in the wider world sometimes, you know, trying to relate to family, friends, business people, you know, there is a possibility of a better planet. We haven't got a bad planet, but that possibility of a better planet, which could be achieved today and tomorrow. So it's nice, and you come down just for a bit of a week up, really, and it happens, because you meet people like you and the guys here, you know, it's brilliant. Money's just a concept, a tally really, to get things done, and unfortunately you do need it to get services and goods at the moment. But in the Zeitgeist model, we believe that it's outlived its usefulness in the planet. It's had its use, and it still does, but the use is getting more and more bizarre. It's becoming more and more unlinked to the planet. It's money for its own sake, and also it's a form of slavery. There's any need, you know, I think we should even try revamping the system. I think we should move beyond it to a world just enlightened, really. And when you do break out of the system, as in your mind thinks, you know, about you in a different way, and you see some of the good stuff in the Zeitgeist, you never go back to where you were. You just wonder why you didn't see it before.
For every time that someone dies through the cruel mistreatings in our enterprise, I'll grow more wise and untie more ties to make sure you do not put a price on our lives. I seek the deeper meanings between the lines, the reasons why the poor are denied their rights and led to live demeaning lives, the reasons why the earth is raped before our eyes whilst we sit back and buy into our own demise. My views are like knives, penetrating through the eyes of a hard-working life in this high society strife to end pain through wage gain, to reach fame and sustain the mind frame of an existence that we call life. A world full of flaws, with greed and power causing wars and keeping people poor, forever telling us that we have a cause, when truth and reason are stored behind doors. It's their word over yours. We are slaves to the age, preached freedom through cages and betrayed by our economic stage, where wages create slavery, deny aid, condemn social bravery. The average man works to live and is tackled back by the shackles of a fucked system. Fuck capitalism and fuck the media's tale. For the truth shall unveil and what we know now will fail. This is anger. This is hatred forced upon me by the bait you try and tempt us with. I hate it how you have made me an enemy of this state, but I refuse your rules. I never make that mistake, and I accept my fate. For every decision I make is one based on hatred. I will never sit back and relax anymore. While every opportunity missed is just another closed door. I need my message heard. I need a moment to smack the fat cats and diplomats back. They need to sit back so I can have a crack at denying their facts and giving them the sack, so we get along with our act without their propaganda lies and social disguise, telling us the skies are falling and terrorists are forming plots against our lives. The true terror agents in this world are the ones that control it and try to evolve it, so we live our lives as scared souls and don't deny their roles as the political idols, our rivals. I'd give the common man his rights back, give his life back, let him stray from the track and show him what he has lacked, cause this is not how we should live. The stern look of dreary faces, made to go day by day, searching for scraps from the rich, testing their strength so maybe one day they can sample a taste of the life they so long for, work so hard for, pray and kill for, starve and become ill for. It's a dream. These poor people trying to reap seeds that cease to be. Even being wealthy won't please you sincerely. We need to realize our lives are more important and that we are simply delivering to evils. For every time that someone dies through the cruel mistreatings in our enterprise, I'll grow more wise and untie more ties to make sure you do not put a price on our lives. For every second someone dies through the cruel mistreatings in our enterprise, and I grow more wise and untie more ties to make sure we no longer accept your lies.
Yeah, cheers to everyone who donated and everyone who played, and if you're up for it, I'll see you all next year.